It's just like anything. You think you're prepared for it, and you got it looming in the back of your mind, and then once that day comes, obviously it's a little bit harder than you anticipate. But I think I'll probably have a better answer, in a couple weeks or maybe months once I have a opportunity to reflect a little bit. But I guess like my knee-jerk, initial is just very grateful, very thankful. It's a privilege to play in this league and to have played pro for 17 years. I mean, I never thought that I was ever going to do that, and I think a lot of other people didn't think I was going to either. But grateful and thankful for having the opportunity, for all the people along the way that help you get there. I've been fortunate to have a few really good opportunities to thank them, and tonight will be another one. But very appreciative of the organizations that I played for, the guys that I played with, the guys that I was able to learn from. And in the second half, I'm very appreciative of some of the guys that I try to teach, what a lot of really, a lot of guys taught me, and yeah, just very thankful, grateful, and very fortunate to have been around those people.
Nice to share with Pat tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly, I'm not really one for the limelight, so it's nice that it was sort of deflected onto him too. Patty and I have obviously not played together until this year, but we knew each other before. He's a hell of a guy. He's a hell of a person. I told him, there's no one else I'd rather. If we both have to hang him up, then it's pretty cool that we could do it together. But he's one hell of a person. He's one hell of a competitor. 3 cups ain't bad.
When did you know that you were going to?
I mean, you have certain things looming. I thought maybe last year was my last year, and then this opportunity came along. I mean, I think that there's certain factors that played into my decision. I mean, obviously, I've had some pretty significant injuries throughout my career, and I had a couple this year that flared up some of that stuff. And I have some things going on personally that I think it's time for me to step away from the game and be a husband and a dad, in 5 days of 2 rather than 1. So there's a lot of things, it's real life stuff, and but again, I'm very fortunate to be in that situation and kind of go out on my terms when I wanted to, and thankful for that.
What will you miss about the game, and what will you miss about Chicago?
I mean, I think first and foremost the guys, the camaraderie in the room. I think that's, I've had my fair share of conversations with guys that have retired, and that's certainly at the top of the list of things that you miss. I mean, I've really enjoyed my time here. I think the city is awesome. I mean, I grew up in Detroit, so I spent plenty of time in Chicago, and between that and playing against them all the time, especially in the playoffs, you spend significant time. But having come here for so many hockey tournaments growing up and things like that, but really love the city. But I think as an athlete, you're a competitor. I think I'm going to miss that. But at the end of the day, it's you're going to miss the room. You're going to miss the relationships. Not that they go away. I mean, that's one really special thing about hockey, is that you develop these lifelong friendships, and I have some of them here in the suite tonight. But yeah, just the locker room is going to be a tough one to miss.
Any parting thoughts for your teammates here as they kind of move on?
I don't know. I think again, maybe I'd have a better answer in a couple weeks, but I think just it's important, you know, to appreciate this game, to know that it's a privilege to play in this league. The importance of doing things the right way, day in and day out. And you know, I certainly don't know everything. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I mean, I certainly have situations throughout my career, things that I wish I would have handled differently. I think that kind of is, you know, true for anyone in life, in any facet of life. But you know, just appreciate the moment. It's over sooner than you think it will be, but just day in and day out, do things the right way, and you'll be successful.